This is a 13 weather impact alert.
And this right here is the reason we're under a 13 weather impact alert. Smoke from these massive wildfires currently burning in Canada is making its way to West Michigan.
And it's expected to impact our air quality. Meteorologist Blake Hansen starts off our team coverage tonight. Blake, what can we expect?
Yeah, we can expect at least some poor air quality for the next several hours, really through tonight, because of those resultant wildfires originating from central Canada. I think this is going to be something we contend with periodically over the next several weeks, because those fires in central Canada, yeah, they're not going away anytime soon. Now, we are under an air quality alert all across the state of Michigan, including us here in West Michigan, through about daybreak tomorrow, 6 in the morning tomorrow, and that's where we'll continue to contend at times with unhealthy air quality. The biggest thing I think through this evening, if you're more sensitive to poor air quality, yeah, I want to keep the windows closed, do what you need to do to avoid some of that smoke that's trying to drift overhead. Live look here in Muskegon, we actually have a few showers ongoing as well, and some of that is allowing the smoke to reach ground level. 55 degrees the number there, and you can see those are the fires off in central Canada, and the orientation of the jet stream is allowing that smoke to funnel into the Midwest, including us in the Great Lakes region. Now, on the other side of things, we have to talk about some showers, possibly a few thunderstorms the rest of this evening. Generally just your run-of-the-mill showers right now, a few pockets of heavier rain, especially in the Big Rapids area right now. No thunder or lightning being detected on radar as of now, but we still have a few more hours before that cold front sweeps through, and then we'll finally be on the clear side for the weekend. Numbers are in the 60s right now. We'll generally fall into the 40s tonight, and a little bit of a cool night for late May standards, but the smoke will thin out by tomorrow morning, and then we'll have our focus set on a much warmer start to next week. Coming up in full weather, we'll talk about all of these headlines and also break down the weekend, how the weekend will fare for you if you have those out and about plans. That's all coming up a few minutes from now.
Blake, thank you. Smoke is something we have seen recently in Michigan, especially in the summer of 2023. Meteorologist Colton Woods spoke to the Air Quality Division today to compare this event to the previous ones. Hey there, Colton.
Hey, Elena. We have had smoke in the air in previous summers, and earlier this year we had very poor air quality as well due to dust, though. Now this time it is coming from Canadian wildfires. The air quality alert is out for PM 2.5 or fine particulate matter. This is a pollutant that is very tiny, so people with breathing problems are vulnerable to this in the air. Wildfires in central Canada can blow smoke into nearby states, such as Michigan, if the weather pattern is just right. With a dip in the jet stream and a cold front moving through this evening, it is setting the stage for a plume of smoke into Michigan. Now, compared to previous summers, such as 2023, this event is not expected to be as concentrated or last as long.
We're currently going through, compared to the summer 2023, this one will be a lot shorter in comparison to the events we saw back then. And I'm really not expecting concentrations to be quite as high. However, they are going to reach the unhealthy for sensitive groups, which is the USG range on the AQI scale.
Division starts alerting the public when air quality is expected to reach the unhealthy for sensitive groups category to avoid any health-related issues due to smoke as much as possible. Now, thankfully, this plume of smoke will move quickly through the area and skies will improve by Saturday in the late morning. Guys?
Colton, thank you. And for some, if you're outdoors for too long when the air quality is poor, you could be setting yourself up for some long-term health effects. That's according to the chief medical executive of the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. And like other experts, she recommends being outside for a short amount of time. 13 on your side's Micah Cho talked with her this afternoon. Micah, what are those long-term impacts that were being talked about?
Yeah, Dr. Natasha Bagdasarian told me they're worried about the undue burden on the heart and the lungs. Constant exposure to poor air quality outdoors over time could even have the similar effects as smoking. Now, it could also lead to long-term respiratory effects as well. If you were outside this afternoon or even into this evening, you may notice some coughing or wheezing. And if you notice anything like that, Dr. Bagdasarian says it's time to go inside. So who's at risk? She says those with asthma, COPD, or if you require supplemental oxygen to breathe.
The big particles from the wildfire smoke, those are worse, very close to the fire itself. But some of these particles we're talking about are very, very small in size. and they can float over large distances because they are so small. And those are the particles that can get down to the deepest parts of your lungs, to those really small airways. And so we're all impacted.
Dr. Bagdasarian also says those who are undergoing treatment for lung cancer should avoid the outside as well. Now, if you have to be outside tonight, she says try to avoid strenuous activity like running or working. In the newsroom, Micah Cho for 13 on your side.
And the state's veterinarian says animals can also be impacted by poor air quality. Dr. Nora Wineland says your pets could start coughing, wheezing, have difficulty breathing, or decreased appetite. There are some steps you can take to protect them, including limiting the amount of time they spend outside. Wineland also recommends avoiding strenuous activities and exercise when they are outside. When inside, you can use fans, air conditioners, and air purifiers to ensure clean airflow.